Welcome to BT Sport Boxing. I'm Rob Armstrong, and today I'm joined by none other than AMIR. How are you doing, my man?
Doing well, thanks. It's great to be in camp. Great to have you guys in camp as well today.
Yeah, we've been stalking AMIR through his various training regimes today. So how's it all going out here? Obviously, you've been out in San Francisco doing this training camp since what, 2011, 2012?
Yeah, it's been a couple of years now. I came to Virgil in the Bay Area after my loss against Garcia, and I decided to join training camp here with Virgil. It was a big change for me from Los Angeles with Freddie Roach to Virgil, and I think he's done amazing with me. I mean, got the big fights, won world titles, won some big fights, and got the best out of me. You know, made me more of a defensive fighter, more of a skillful fighter, and got the best out of me what I need to do in fights.
And nice to be out here as well, because obviously the whole thing is making it in America. And I suppose
definitely.
that is the big aim when you're a boxer, is you want to make it in America. And you got out here, you moved out here, you had the fights out here, and now you're back again, Madison Square Garden.
Yeah. It's always nice to top bills over here. I mean, one thing about America is when you break into the American market, you become a global star. People around the world get to watch the fight. The promotional campaign is so big in America, how they promote fights. And, you know, I've had a lot of big fights over here, win or loss. I've won a lot, I've lost a few. But you know what, it's amazing just to be in America and fight the best out here. It's always been my dream to have my name and my picture lit up in the likes of Vegas, Los Angeles, Washington. I mean, I've fought all over New York. So I've had the opportunity in my career to fight in these amazing places. And this time, again, I'm going to be going to New York at the Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, so that's the big one as
that's
well.
The Mecca.
That's the one they talk about, is your Madison Square Garden and your Vegas, isn't it?
That's right, yeah. So I've done Vegas, I've ticked the box there. I've done Madison Square, but the smaller arena. This time it's going to be the main Madison Square Arena in New York. So I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be another thing I could take off my box here.
Yeah, there can't be many things left on your
on my tick list. No, there isn't. I've got a nice bucket list there where I've literally ticked off all the things, and I'm just enjoying the sport now. I'm in a time of my career where I've done well financially, and I've done well winning titles. I've won everything I needed to, and I think this is probably one of my last chapters of my career. This is now where I want to maximize what I can, get another big fight, and try my very hardest to get another title. And this is where I'm now going into a title fight. So hopefully win this fight, and that'll be a great ending for me in boxing. If I win this fight and then I'll probably have the rematch, then I'll probably call it a day. You know what I mean? That's what can happen. But if I don't want to finish off a loss. I always want to come back and finish on a high, you know.
This one as well, it's such a massive fight for a number of reasons. Crawford, generally considered in almost every boxing critic as one of the #1 pound for pound fighters in the world.
Yeah.
And it's not an easy challenge at all, is it? You're bitting off big old challenge.
Yeah, I mean, it's not an easy challenge. I mean, Crawford is a tough fighter. I mean, he's a good boxer, he's a good fighter. He's very durable. He's dangerous. A lot of people don't want to fight him. And when the phone call come to me, I was like, yeah, I'll fight him. You know, it is a big fight, and I want to be in the big fights. It's hard to motivate yourself, especially when you fight in lower caliber fighters. No disrespect to them, but I just feel that I want to be at the big fights. I want to fight them big names in boxing. That gives me that extra push. I don't want to be going into fights knowing that I'm going to win easily. So this is a big test for me. And I know that winning this fight will make me a world champion. I'm one of the best pound for pound fighters in the world. It's been my dream to be one of them, be one of the best pound for pound fighters in the world. So this is the actual fight that can make me there, make me get to that.
On the sort of subject of motivation, is it obviously the losses so far in your career have maybe, other than Canelo, been in fights that you were probably favourite for, if I'm right in thinking.
Yeah. So
this one is one of a few times you've been underdog. And is it easier to motivate yourself with this one?
It is, yeah. You know, when you're an underdog, everyone's probably expecting you to go in there and lose. But I don't. I mean, I really feel that I've got the skill, I've got the speed, I've got the power, and I've got the size in this fight. I mean, yeah, you know, this kind of gets you a little bit. It makes you train harder. Makes you work a lot harder because you've got a lot of pressure on you. A lot of people, you want to prove people wrong. And I think this is another fight where I am like an underdog going into this. Like the Canelo fight, I was the underdog then. And again, in this fight, and it's for probably it's for another world title, and it's for maybe one of the best pound for pound fighters in the world if I win this fight. So that's definitely going to give me that extra push, man. It's going to motivate me big time.
You must feel better as well with the Canelo fight. You know, you had to jump up the weight divisions, and you know it's not like he's a small middleweight.
No.
You managed to get up to middleweight. He weighs in or whatever, and then he goes and drinks 6 pints of water and comes back 14 stone the next day, doesn't he?
Wow.
So
He was huge.
You know,
I mean, he was massive. Someone said he put on like 30 pounds after the weigh-in.
Yeah.
I mean, but I could see in the corner when I looked at him, it was like I was fighting a different guy.
Yeah.
He was not the same guy I saw in the weigh-in. But with this fight against Crawford is more my weight.
And you were undefeated at welterweight as well,
At welterweight, yeah, I'm unbeaten in the welterweight division. It's a comfortable division for me where I feel really strong at and I feel quick at. So it's a good division for me. I've never been beaten in this division, so I'm looking forward to it, man. I think it's time now. If it doesn't happen now, then it'll be hard. But I mean, look, there's other names out there in the division who I know that I can do really well against. But this is from the group of people who are the world champions in my division, I'll probably pick the hardest one, Crawford. But like I said, and the reason I did that is because I see something in the fight that I can definitely capitalize on. You know, with my speed, my movement, my power, my size, I think that will give him a lot of problems. And he's never faced anyone like me as well.
Yeah. Being 32, this is very much a sort of, I'm not going to say you're last, I'm not going to say that. Yeah, if you lose, you're done. But
Mayweather went up to 40. I mean, look at Manny Pacquiao going strong. I mean, I think age is just a number.
And you're only a year older than Crawford. I think people
I'm only a year,
yeah,
exactly, that's all. Yeah, it's only a year, but I've fought better oppositions. I mean, if you look at my opposition list and the guys I fought and I beat are way better than who Crawford's fought and beat. Maybe because he's unbeaten and, you know, but the age, it's only a year apart. I mean, but it's just that I've been in bigger fights, really. And I've probably been around the circuit at a world-class level for a longer time. But yeah, you know, I am 32. I've always said I want to retire young and I want to retire at the sport. I don't want boxing to retire me. I want to retire before. So, you know, this could be one of my big last chances.
Imagine going back with that world title.
It'll be amazing, innit, to be the new welterweight world champion and be a world champion for the third time will be massive. And then to be one of the best pound for pound fighters in the world as well. That's like, you can't get better than that. And I know I'm touching distance away from it. I am there, literally. You know, all I have to do is go there on the night and on the 20th and put on a great performance and me at my best. You know, I don't think anyone can beat me. So I know I have to be at my best to win this fight, and I know there's a lot going for me.
Do you feel like you still got the same attributes you had at the best, or is there things that you brought in?
I feel I'm better, man. I feel I'm a lot better now than I've ever been because I'm more experienced. I'm more smarter as a fighter. The speed is still there. You know, a lot of people are going to say the speed is maybe as you get older, it disappears, it gets slower. You get slower, but nah, with me, the speed is there. The power I've got stronger, I feel. And, you know, I'm more professional as a fighter. You know, I'm not taking shortcuts where I could before because I was young, you know, I could take these little shortcuts, but now I'm not taking them shortcuts. So I am really conditioning myself and making myself feel a better fighter.
And what do you see about Crawford that you can exploit? So,
like I said, it's a year apart in age. So he's not like the young spring chicken, you know, like people are saying. I just feel like my speed, my movement, my IQ, and I've got 100% record against southpaws. I do really well against southpaws. I know he's a switch hitter, but I do well against orthodox fighters, but I do really well against southpaws. So, I mean, whatever he brings to the table, we have answers for. But it is going to be a good game of chess. It's going to be like a chess match. But we're going to be ready. If he wants to fight coming forward, we'll be ready. If he wants to fight going backwards, we'll be ready. So whatever he brings to the table, I'll be more than ready for.
In your sort of break you had from boxing, obviously you've had your two comeback fights against Le Greco, Vargas. Vargas was an exciting fight, probably a little bit of a harder night than you expected.
Yeah.
Do you think you have learned more from that time off than you did in some of those years where you're just having fight after fight after fight?
Yeah, sometimes, you know, when you have that break, you kind of relax a little bit, gives your body a little bit of a rest. It helped me quite a lot, you know, mentally and physically. And I come back stronger, and I had my two comeback fights, won them quite easily. But still, you know, with them two comeback fights, it's hard to motivate yourself when you know you're fighting guys who are maybe not at the same level as you. So you do make the mistakes where you do get caught with a big shot, you get put down, you think, oh, you know, that should never have happened. But in a fight like this one against Crawford, I know that I'm fighting someone at the same level as me, someone who's up there as one of the best fighters, world class. So I'm back at that world class level. So I needed them two fights to get me back to that world class level. So yeah, I'm there now, innit?
When you went down against Vargas, you looked annoyed more than you did
Yeah.
hurt. You just got straight back up.
Yeah,
was that what was going through your head? You think, why have I done that?
Yeah, I mean, you know why? I mean, I should never be put down by a guy like Vargas. And I got caught with overhand. I knew it was coming. I saw it coming, but I just didn't move. I mean, I was just too relaxed in there. And I got caught with it, and I thought, damn, I mean, that should never have happened. I was never hurt by it. It was just one of them quick flash knockdowns. But I knew that I made a big mistake, and I should never have been knocked down by a guy like him. But no disrespect, look, he trained very hard for the fight, and for him, it was a massive opportunity. But then I had to go back to my thinking game and boxing and being smart.
When you first came back to Virgil after that, because obviously you took a little break from him while he was recovering, but did he sit you down and say, why did you get hit that shot? Was he having a go at you?
No, he didn't. Virgil's quite cool because he knows that, you know, sometimes as a fighter, anything can happen in a fight. It's that one big punch, you know, that can land and put you down. He was quite cool. He just wanted me to move forward, learn from the mistakes I made in the last fight, and improve on them, and then become a better fighter for this next fight I've got against Crawford. So there's no point looking back too far and looking back at the mistakes. I mean, it's all about improving all the time. And so that's what, since I've been here now, I'm improving. I can see defensively, I'm a better fighter. I mean, moving wise, I'm a lot better. So everything's coming together again.
So you were saying if you beat Crawford, you reckon there might be a rematch?
No, there is a rematch.
There's a rematch clause.
So there's a rematch clause in the fight. If I beat Crawford, they wanted to make sure that they put in a rematch clause. So that in a way tells me something as well. That look, there's, you know, an upset can happen.
Yeah.
I mean, there's something that they believe in me, and they know that it's going to be a hard fight. That's why they had to put this rematch clause in.
That rematch, would you try and get it back home?
Oh,
you want another big fight in England, don't you?
I'd love to take another big fight to the UK. Yeah, I mean, there's talks of Brook fight happening.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, I think this is the longest you've been in an interview. Someone mentioning Brook for a while, isn't it?
Yes, that's why I had to mention it. So I can see it on the tip of your tongue.
That's good. Now we can put it in the title, get some clicks.
Yeah. So a lot of people are talking about the Brook fight, but I just feel like this fight's a lot bigger against Crawford. Crawford's a way bigger name globally. It's a tougher fight. Now, the Brook fight, in my opinion, you know, he's not going anywhere. He's still in the UK. Really, if he feels that he is up there as one of the best fighters in the world, then he needs to take the chances I'm taking, fighting the best pound for pound fighters. He's not doing that, so I'm gonna keep myself busy, keep myself going, and hopefully get this fight, winning this fight against Crawford, beat Crawford, and then move on to other things. If the rematch is something that happens, then it has to happen, you know, something we've signed for. But if not, then maybe Brook in the future can happen, or whoever.
Do you think you got a bit of a hard rap when you announced the Crawford fight? Because Crawford isn't as big a name back home as Brook is. Do you think you got a bit of a hard rap from people saying like, oh, he's taking the easy option, when actually you've taken the hardest, exactly. One of the hardest options in boxing?
Maybe Crawford's not one of the biggest names in boxing yet, and I feel that, you know,
the UK, and you're going to stop him becoming one, right?
Exactly, I'm going to stop him becoming a big name as well. Yeah, but the thing is, with the Brook fight, it's been talked about for a long time. And I admit that, but the thing, you can't look past a world title shot and a pound for pound title shot. Now I've got that in front of me. I'm not gonna put that to a side and go for Brook when there's nothing on the table apart from just a grudge match. I feel that fight's always gonna be there, and I said that to our promoter as well. And then I moved on and went and fought against, took this fight on against Crawford, because I thought, there's not one we're gonna gain from beating Brook. Nothing, you know. If I beat Crawford, there's so much to gain.
So there we are, April 20th, Madison Square Garden. AMIR Khan walking out, the best AMIR Khan we've seen.
I would think so. Yeah. I mean, training camp's been going really well. I came in camp quite early, straight after the New York press conference, and I've been working very hard in camp. His body's tired, but I could see myself changing. My body shape's changing. I'm getting stronger. I'm doing more rounds and sparring. I've got some good sparring partners who are pushing me really hard. So, I mean, I'm doing everything I need to do to win this fight. So I'm not leaving anything behind. So I'll be ready, and come April 20, I will win this fight.
There you go. You heard it from the man himself.
Crawford versus Khan, live only on BT Sport Box Office.